How's it going, everyone? So it has been officially confirmed PlayStation State of Play returns tomorrow, June the 4th, and this week is going to be absolute insanity in terms of covering everything State of Play. Summer Game Fest, Xbox Game Showcase, which is going to be relevant to PlayStation owners now as well. It is going to be the biggest week of game reveals that I can remember in quite a while. At least game updates and things of that nature, events happening. Back in the day, you always had everything congregating during E3, and this is kind of the replacement of E3. This first week of June timeline also lines up with when E3 used to happen, but man, there's gonna be a ton of stuff. State of Play returns June the 4th. Watch live for news and updates on must-play games coming to PlayStation 5. This show highlights a selection of great games from creators across the globe. The 40-plus minute show begins June 4th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. CEST. June 5th, 6 a.m. JST on YouTube and Twitch, and will broadcast in English. So, it is not a PlayStation showcase. They are opting to go the State of Play route. There are rumblings that maybe there will be a showcase in September. The 2021 showcase did happen in September. I have been of the opinion that for this year, I much prefer the State of Play route, because while PlayStation may have a few irons in the fire, the reality is, you guys, they don't have a ton to reveal that would stack up to some of their best received presentations. I think if you look at the 2023 showcase, there's something to learn from that and how that event was received so poorly. And for the people that are like, oh, do you only care about first-party games? Third-party and first-party are the same thing. An event is obviously going to have a third-party emphasis to it. There's going to be a third-party element to it. However, if there's a State of Play or a showcase, there should always be some sort of first-party, and first-party should be at the heart of the show, and then it is rounded out by the third-party offerings. That's how you do a quality showcase. And if you do a showcase right now, and I would say the best way to go is centering around the big event around Soros, because that's a game that's probably going to come out in early 2026. It's not that far away. That game deserves the spotlight, but I would argue that if they do an event built around Soros and it's dubbed a PlayStation Showcase, it would just be seen as a disappointment, because Housemarque is not a studio at that level. They just are not. I love Housemarque. Soros is a brand new IP, and you don't want to give people high expectations and just set Soros up for failure. Now, I don't know if Soros is going to be showcased at this State of Play. I would hope it is, because I thought the trailer was kind of lame that they initially dropped. CG trailers for new IPs are always whack. Y'all know how I feel about that, but hopefully we get some quality announcements. I know with Summer Game Fest happening this week, there's already rumblings of Resident Evil 9. IO Interactive is going to be revealing the James Bond title. Xbox Game Showcase. I mean, Xbox has been crushing it over the last 18 months, and if you want to talk about a great event, go back and watch the Xbox Games presentation from 2024, where there were so many big reveals, and a little game called Expedition 33 got unveiled at that event as well. And I would hope that there's exciting stuff. What I would expect to keep things tempered, maybe the Soros gameplay. There are a couple of first-party potential reveals out there. What is Media Molecule working on? There is that new IP that Sony Santa Monica is apparently working on. And there's a couple of other titles, but I would really focus on Soros. If you got some cool remasters, ideally of PlayStation 3 games, which I know they're not about. I know they're not about doing Killzone Collection and how they would implement multiplayer. We've already talked about that, but Resistance did just get pulled from PlayStation Plus, and usually when that happens, we saw it with Horizon Zero Dawn, that sets the table for a remaster. But you want to know another game that recently got pulled from PlayStation Plus? Infamous Second Son, and I could totally see Infamous Second Son, them throwing together a remaster, releasing it on PC, trying to print some money quick that way. That's very much the Sony MO these days, so I could see that happening. Again, when you look at the first party lineup, expecting something that's gonna come out soon from a Naughty Dog, just not gonna happen. Intergalactic is 2027. Sony Bend Studio, cooked. Bluepoint, cooked. So you have to realize the pieces that are in play, and then you have to design a show that's gonna be at least somewhat well received, but don't set expectations too high. And that was always the problem that I had with dubbing it for a showcase this year, because a showcase is going to set expectations really high, and people are going to be expecting, okay, we're going to get a Wolverine gameplay reveal, and maybe it'll come out really soon. We're going to get this reveal, that reveal, new God of War, and it'll be out next year or something like that. It's just not going to happen. The one game that I could see live up to a showcase moniker is Wolverine, and Wolverine, probably best case scenario, is coming out fall of 2026. Do you really want to see like the big gameplay demo for Wolverine, a game that's been revealed for, well, 4 years now, and then get hit with, okay, we'll see you in 18 months when this game comes out? You don't want to do that. At least I don't think most people want to see that. I think when people see Wolverine, and I think PlayStation as well, when they want to show Wolverine, they want to do it like Spider-Man 2, where it sets up for the release 6 months later or 5 months later, whatever the case may be. That's how I would do it, and that's why I would do a showcase in the summer of next year. You don't have the firepower for a showcase right now. Just accept it and do some quality state of plays, because I still think there's some potential in that. I think there's potential to give Saros a big spotlight. I think there's potential to do some cool remasters. Yes, Infamous Second Son, people will absolutely be down on that, but, you know, if they've been listening to a few people online and games that are actually lost in the ether, and there's rumblings about PSSR being implemented onto PlayStation 3 titles. Man, that idea of just some PS3 remasters or PS3 games coming to PlayStation, some of them, and Resistance getting pulled, I do think that points towards something, and you would have to think that they would be looking at people, and don't hit me with, oh, they get the cell architecture, man, we can't figure out the cell architecture. Bluepoint was able to figure it out with Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection on PlayStation 4. They can figure it out with Infamous 1 and 2. They can figure it out with Ratchet & Clank Future. While you've cooked so much of your first party chasing the live service back, why not just at least bring some of those games, and that could bridge the gap while you have this very, very lackluster games output. Lost Soul Aside is a game that they could showcase a little bit more of. That was a game that was supposed to come out just a few days ago, but got delayed into August. You know, there's other third-party titles I'm sure that they could showcase. Delta Snake Eater here, and a couple of third-party trailers, but I do hope that we get the big gameplay demo of Saros, maybe even a release window, early 26 for that. Some remasters people would be excited for. Infamous Second Son would be whatever. It's serviceable, it's fine, but Infamous 1 and 2, you know, Metal Gear, if you want to announce like the Master Collection Volume 2, obviously that's done by Konami, but there's opportunities there. And again, there's potential for titles like the Media Molecule title, maybe a teaser trailer for an upcoming game that's gonna be 7 years away. They could do something like that. I just hope we don't see stuff like that, but hopefully it's a good show. And even if State of Play is trash, you got Summer Game Fest, you got Xbox Game Showcase, so there's gonna be a lot of exciting game unveilings and things of that nature. But I'm happy they went the State of Play route. Just set expectations lower. You're gonna get a 40-minute showcase, and you're gonna get, oh yeah, I said showcase there, you're gonna get a 40-minute event, you know, showcasing a lot of games, but hopefully it can set the table for the fall in early 26, more so than games of 5 to 7 years from now, which I know we get excited. Oh my god, look at this CG trailer. Oh my god, look at this game that'll be out on the PS7. Like, nah, I'm like good on that for a little bit. Let's focus on the games that are coming out this holiday and maybe early next year, and that's why I would stay away. That's why I always said stay away from the showcase moniker, because the best you could unveil is like Wolverine, and that would be out in fall of 26. But that'll do it for me. Let me know your guys' anticipation and expectations for the event. I would keep them in check, but yeah, maybe we'll get some cool stuff. And if not here, we got Summer Game Fest, we got the Xbox Game Showcase as well, which will obviously be relevant for PlayStation consumers. Now, I got the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. Man, one of the biggest weeks in gaming in recent memory. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.